Welcome to another episode of the Relax Just Love Vegan podcast. I am sitting with V. Shawn Owens, or as he likes to be called, Mr. Magic. What's going on, man?
Pretty good. Just enjoying the day. So my wife, she got a little cold, so they made her stay home. She's a teacher, and I'm just harassing the hell out of her. Sorry, I'm about to cuss. But I'm just, giving her crap.
You're just
But
being
it's
a good man.
yeah, you're definitely doing right if you're not irritating your wife.
I agree, man. That's part of the job. That's part of being married, is
Yeah.
irritating the other person. But that means she's a patient woman, though. If she's married to a fighter, she's a patient woman.
And the teacher. So yeah, she got good patience.
So she's used to dealing with immature people.
I hope she didn't hear that because she was like, yes.
Dude, I'm 39 years old. I'm a child. I'm a man child. You know the difference between a man and a child?
What?
The price of our toys.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's good. I like that.
it's about
Yeah,
it.
I'm still in that one.
So you're 13-2 with 12 KO as a professional boxer.
Yes.
So are you
Yeah.
trying to say that vegan men have power to knock people out? Is that what you're saying?
Plants does have that superpower. I mean, I do suggest it. I mean, I'm not telling you need to, but hey, it definitely works. And when I cut weight or whatever, it's completely fine. I really
Yeah.
don't have no problems with training or making weight. It's just, and plus I cook my own food. I always cook. So when I'm in camp, so when we fight, we actually have a camp. It's
Yep.
like 2 hours up north away from everybody. We're like in the middle of nowhere. So all you see is cows and farm.
Nice.
And I cook like everything. And my coach, he will just sit there and just watch me cook. Like, what is that? Why are you doing this? What is that? Okay, why are you putting so much salt in there? What's up with the seasoning? He's so funny. He's so funny because he loves learning. And sometimes not this camp, but my last fight, I was pretty much cooking everything. I was the chef. Everybody like, hey V, are you gonna cook or whatever? I'm hungry. I have no problem with it. Stuff is pretty dope. It makes me feel good that people love my cooking and they know it's vegan, so I'm not hiding anything. So it's pretty dope. I love it. And being the camp chef, it has its perks. And so it's pretty dope. It's a good feeling.
Why'd you become vegan in the first place?
My wife. So okay, my wife's friend had, because I was already pescatarian.
Okay.
And my wife's friend was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go vegan." I want to say it was when she was pregnant at the time. I could be off. She was pregnant at the time, and she was like, after the baby, I'm gonna go vegan. And so my wife Deja was just like, "I'm gonna go vegan too. Come on, let's do it together." Then my wife brought it up to me, and I was like, "Okay, I'm down." I lost like 8 pounds in the first week, and it was just on the go from there. And then I want to say like a month or two later, she stopped, but it was like medical reasons and everything. She was going through a lot, so but she will get back on it. She's it's just me and her. She's like vegan 4 days out of the week. But we don't push it towards the kids or anybody. We just whatever what you guys want to do. My daughter, she wants to. I'm like, you talk to your mom about that. So, but my wife got me on it, and it's been about 4 years, going on 5, I believe. And I feel like a kid. I feel like I have a athletic like teenager, like a track runner or something. I feel great, so much energy when I wake up in the morning. I'm a morning person anyways, but I feel great, and I do my I'll break my vegan diet just to see how my body reacts. I only do it like once or twice a year. Um and I just be like, oh crap, why did I do this to myself? Because like when I'll try to go like something crazy. I don't just eat just a regular cheeseburger. I'll try like deer meat or bear meat or something, just something like exotic or whatever, probably even fish legs. Um, and my body just it doesn't really react well to it. Uh, every once in a while, I have this huge. I'm like a huge chocolate fan, but
Yeah.
there's certain chocolate that doesn't has milk. Sometimes I'll accidentally like I'll get my body will tell me, oh no, that got milk in it, and I'll be feeling all some things has dairy in it, but that's why like you know I start more and more always looking at the labels. I'll always look at the labels no matter what, just to see what's in it. So I'm really strict with it, but I'm not like crazy over like, oh my gosh, I this had meat in it or this had milk in it. Oh, no, it's you live and you learn, and you just be happy with what when you're going through your journey.
So your wife started it. Did you see a difference in your endurance while training and fighting? Do you see a difference? The way your body reacts to the training?
Definitely. Yeah,
Really?
everybody call me like the Energizer Bunny. I keep going and going. I love it. It's like the cardio it
Yeah.
just jumps up tenfold. Even if I take like a break, I could take like a break from training or whatever, like after a fight. We'll be like we'll be forced to be away from the gym for like 2 weeks, probably a month. I come back in, still feel great because I'm still watching what I eat, and watching what you eat. Me personally, I feel like that's just as important as working out. So when I get right back in there, everybody's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, have you been working out? No, just vegan life. That's all.
Training is the easy part, in my opinion. The diet's the hard part. Dieting is rough. For people
Yes.
that's never
Yes.
weighed their food when they're training in the morning and they're training in the evening, and you have to weigh everything that you consume, most
Hmm.
people will never understand how much it sucks.
Yes. Um, I definitely believe in your body will give you what you give it.
Of
Uh,
course.
yeah, like you eat what you want to look. I believe in that wholeheartedly. If I want to eat a big old vegan pizza or whatever, oh, I'm ready for that beer belly. you know?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, but I believe in that wholeheartedly, 100%. You could train 2-3 times a day, and if you're not eating right, you're not going to really see much of an improvement.
Not only that, but your performance is going to be crap. Even what
Mhm.
you deliver in the gym, you're not going to feel that great in the gym. You're not going to feel good after the gym. You're going to sleep like shit. It
Mhm.
it affects absolutely. Well, it's your fuel. It's what your body operates on. So how can you expect it to work properly if you feed it garbage?
Exactly. Exactly.
So what's the weight you fight at?
140. I
140. Okay.
actually I actually just moved to 140 this year. So I was actually fighting at 154.
Yeah.
So that's super middleweight. I was
Yeah.
fighting 164, and the vegan trend I was actually vegan at 154. I was just always little. I was always a small super middleweight. And I'm just like, I want to say it was this one fight, Alex Gaetan. After that fight, he was a huge guy. Like he was like 6. It said on box rank he's like 5'10". No, you're not. Why you lie? This dude was huge. He was huge. And I got the victory. This was the first time I was ever dropped. Getting back up, everything came back to play, like all the basics and fundamentals. And I got the split decision victory. And after that, I was like, this is not my weight class. I'm like, I need to go down. So then I went to welterweight, 147, but it was so easy. And last year, 2020, I was actually going to fight on Fox Sports in LA, but then, that's when COVID had hit America real hard. So we canceled it. I think it was in April. I think that's when everything started, was in April.
Yeah. April sounds about right.
And then they canceled the fight. But during that camp, I was like at fight weight. I was actually lower. Nice. Yeah, I was lower, like the whole camp. Like I came in the camp underweight. Yeah. And I'm just like, I really feel like this is not, I'm not really pushing myself enough. If just one little workout, I'm ready. I'm already there. I feel like I'm not pushing myself hard enough. And so I was just like, screw it. Through the pandemic, through the, because, I live in Minneapolis, the whole protest and George Floyd situation, and everything was closed. Everything was shut down in Minneapolis. I made my own gym. In the home. I worked out twice a day and told my coach I'm gonna go down 140. He was like, okay. Then a week later, I was like, so what's going on? I haven't heard anything. He was like, we're waiting on you. Like, okay, say less. The next day, I took a picture of me at 147 exact. It was like, okay, yeah, here, we'll get you a fight.
No problem.
Yeah, no problem. But like the pandemic and COVID, it kind of pushed things. Kept pushing and pushing and pushing, and then finally, I had my fight from. My last fight was in, I want to say 2019 in August, and I had my fight in, what was it, June, July of this year. So it was about 2 years, and I felt amazing. I'm like, after the fight, I'm like, why didn't I do this before? Why didn't I do this before? I feel strong. I feel great. That's what everybody was worried about. Are you going to feel weak? I felt great. I'm like, shoot, I might go down another weight class. But like, no, because my wife is like, no, you're too skinny. We're not doing that. Okay. Okay. So
how tall are you?
Because I'm 5'10".
5'10", 140. You're not a bit. Wow, you're ripped at 140 then.
Yeah, and I'm pretty tall for that weight class. I'm pretty tall. There's not too many guys. It's a couple, but there's not too many guys my height at 140. And
you're a big guy at 140 if you're 5'10". Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, and that's coming from like I said, 154, where I'm looking up. Now I'm looking down.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm looking down. Even at 147, I was considered a tall fighter, but now it's like it's just a new phase. I gotta get used to the speed, because they're fast. It's more skill, because it's like the thing about boxing, if you ain't noticed, the smaller the weight classes, you see the skill, but the bigger you see more power and more strength. That's why with heavyweights, you never know what's going to happen with heavyweights. And I'm a huge fan of heavyweights. So that's where, like, okay, being more technical and I still have that crazy strength, because I always had strength since the amateurs. I was always like a knockout artist. And I believe that's what got me on the USA, fighting for the USA team. through the amateurs. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not changing much. I'm just fine tuning and learning more as I go on. Just learning and learning. I don't want to be too big headed. I don't want to act like I know everything, because you run into a lot of those type of boxers, and I have to be humble. Come on now, I'm vegan. It's not a lot of us. I'm vegan.
Listen, if there's one thing that life is going to teach you, is that there's somebody faster, stronger, and better than you somewhere. And one day you'll find you. If there's one thing martial art has taught me, is to check my ego at the door, because
Exactly.
there's some of the guys that are out there that you don't even know about that will eat you alive.
Exactly.
Man, it's a very humbling experience, but I think it's something that lacks in a lot of people's life. Being, we're so scared to fail. And if there's one thing that fighting martial art taught me, is that you will fail. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. All that matters is that you got up one more time. Just one more time. Then if you fell 20 times, be sure to get up 21 times.
Exactly. I love that motto. Exactly.
Well, it represents life. You don't have a choice, because life sucks. Life sucks is going to kick you in the balls, and you'll stay on your knees if you let it happen, right? But the mentality of a fighter is a beautiful thing, though. Beautiful thing to have.
And I feel like fighting just really improved my life. It helped me for the better. I'm very quiet, nonchalant person in like real life, I guess. On social media, I can talk my butt off. But the one thing about boxing that taught me, it will help you, face anything. Being in a ring in front of 100 people, 1,000, shoot, 2 people, just being in that square, you feel like, man, I'm doing this. Win or lose, it's like I accomplished something, and then like you can do anything else. That job interview, that opening up a business, going out, reaching out to that hot chick. It really gives you structure and discipline. And if you take it serious, use that in life outside of the ring, it's like nothing. There's nothing that's stopping you. So it's, from a martial artist to another martial artist, we know and we've been there.
There's nothing like, it's one thing to go to a bar and something happens, you have to defend yourself, and it takes 2 seconds, the fight's done, because most people have no idea what the hell they're doing. So it is not hard to defend yourself if you see it coming. But in a fight, you sign on a dotted line that says that in 8 weeks, 12 weeks from now, you're going to have somebody that's only thought about you for 3 months, that wants to rip your head off because you're in his way. The game is completely different when you have to visualize and always have it in your head. You're training. The reason you're dieting is because of that guy. The reason you're tired all the time, the reason you're purple everywhere, is because that guy wants to kick your ass and you won't let him. The mentality that you have, like the mental state that you have to put yourself into. And I can't even imagine I only fought amateur. I can't even imagine on the professional level. How do you get ready for fights mentally? Is that a big aspect of your game?
Yes. Mental like is I think the biggest. And that's why we have these camps where we go away for a while, so we don't have to worry about the kids. We don't have to worry about people calling you about this or that. It takes lots of stress at home away. And you have to mentally prepare yourself. You start visualizing, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, that doesn't work. So I got plan B. I got plan C. Okay, I'm gonna go back to plan A. It just mentally gets you ready. So not just the fight, but the lights, the people being on TV and stuff. A lot of people use the lights and TV as fuel, or it may like give them this fear. I don't pay attention to any of that. Only thing that I'll focus on is the person that's in front of me and my corner, because the corner, they know you and they know him, you know, and that's what you also mentally prepare for as well. That's just one part of the things that I use, on a day-to-day basis. Uh, in boxing it's very cruel, it's very dirty. If you're not mentally strong and ready for this, like life, it will eat you up and chew you out.
What made you start in the first place? How did you discover? Because you're talking that you fought as an amateur, and a lot of boxers have a shitload of fight before they turn pro. So
Mhm.
how many fights did you have before you turned pro?
Um, I had about 120.
Oh,
Um,
jeez.
I had about 120, like 60 knockout wins.
That's with headgear, massive, like 16-ounce glove and massive headgear.
Mhm. Yeah,
So 120 fights plus the 13 pros you have. So you have about 130 fights, give or take. How old are you?
30.
When did you start? When did you start fighting?
It was brought to me at 12,
Okay.
but I didn't really start taking it serious because I got into boxing because I was, typical boxing story. I didn't actually start taking it serious, like well, competing. I can't say serious because when it was brought to me, I fell in love with boxing. I just didn't actually start competing until I was 17. So, um, 17, but I went through amateurs like fast. I had like um 10, 20 fights every month. So that's what gradually like built me up super fast, because I mean, boxing with amateurs, like anybody will tell you, like if you go to the East Coast, oh, you're 17, you're 18, oh, that's way too old. No, you got to start young, but like I said, uh I went through the trenches. I went in. I took my first few L's very early. I learned. It was learning on the job. And it was this one fight. So this story always gets me. So, um, with amateur boxing, they have these classes that's called novice, adults, and like elites and juniors and stuff. And I didn't have a novice. So novice is 1 through 5 or 1 to 10, and then you can fight people. So if you have like under 10 fights, you fight people for under 10 fights.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My first 10 fights, everybody was like 20, 80, 100. I fought a guy that was number 2 in the country. Uh, and I was just like, man, this is not cool. And so then like my fifth fight, amateur fight, I was like, if I lose this fight, I'm not boxing no more. And then I wind up fighting the number 2 Canadian at middleweight. And I'm like, really? Number 2 in Canada. This is what y'all got for me. All right, whatever. And I went through him like he stole something from me. I don't know where this came from. I was like, this isn't the end. And I won 5 fights. I beat a guy who's on the Canadian boxing team. He had like over 80, 90 fights.
Yeah.
And I think that was the start. And I just like there's no stopping here. And I just think that me not having I don't want to say a fair shake in the beginning of the process. I think that, me going through the tough competitors in the beginning is what translated me in the later stages. And then it was just like, I'll fight everybody. I'll fight anybody. You can't really say that in the pros anymore. You could, because like, they'll put you in there, guys tall, wide, short, super huge, and we had our learning lessons as a professional as well. And now that we're at an amazing stage, and we have the ability to attract, like when we have fights at the Armory in Minneapolis, it's always on TV, and we sell them out, and the promotion company that we signed with, they're amazing. And I just love my career. I used to be a teacher before I started. And well, yeah, I was teaching and boxing, but boxing took over. It pretty much took much in my boxing like blossom. It started to like really pick up. So I was like, and also COVID also kind of jumped in the middle of my teaching, my education. So my educational field. So let me just give it all to boxing, and this is where I'm at now.
Are you living off of it? Is that all you're doing right now? Is 100% boxing?
Boxing, yeah. That in the stock market, I'm real heavy in that, and we're dabbling into real estate. So the loft that we were living in, we're actually renting that out. So I'm like, okay, everything that I'm teaching these kids, I'm a motivational speaker and stuff, and we give back to the community. I'm like, I don't want to just teach these people about, credit and financial literature, and I'm just not using the tools that I have. So, I want to teach that to everybody, and my kids as well. So I'm trying, I'm doing the best that I can. I want to, I just want to be a good person at the end of the day, a good father and annoying husband.
So, man, that's a beautiful thing. So you're using your skills to make something bigger out of yourself.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
exactly.
Beautiful.
That's what I want to do. That's, the people that I look up to is doing the same thing, and I'm like, man, that's amazing. I want to learn that, and I want to, teach that to my kids, so my kids can teach their kids. So it's everything is just an amazing experience. Life sucks, but I love it. I'm a very bubbly, happy-go-lucky person, and it doesn't really hurt much to it doesn't really hurt much to just smile and just laugh at stuff, because stupid stuff happens, man. Like life is really a dickhead. Sorry about that.
Don't need
But
to apologize, man. It's my podcast. You can swear all the fuck you want. I don't care.
I appreciate
I
it.
don't care. It's not meant for kids, man. It's all good.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not what happens to you, it's what you do next and how you answer it. So, and I'm trying to be like that, like, dang, I'm trying to be like this damn fucking goddamn car. The car broke down. Okay, I gotta spend money. Just stuff happens, man. And it's what you do with it. It's what you do with it. And I don't want to be that person to always have a negative mindset, be upset all the time and just, this happened, that happened, this happened. I was like that, and I don't want to be like that no more. And not to sugarcoat vegan life, I really think, vegan life kind of helped that a lot because I've just, they say like the foods, those bad foods that you eat really chemically messes with your head.
Yep.
But now that I'm eating clean, my body's clean, the way I'm thinking is clean. And I'm utilizing that to the T. Like I'm not joking around, so uh like I said earlier, I will talk a lot and off topic. So if I'm
No worries, brother. No worries. No worries at all. The I do wonder though, where, because you said you started around 12 years old. What made you start it? Was there somebody that introduced you to it? Did you see a movie? What was it? What made you step into a boxing gym in the first place?
um my stepdad, he got
Okay.
me into it. So I don't know if uh I kind of get a little nervous when I tell people what got me into boxing. So I was, a knucklehead growing up, and I got into a fight with this older gentleman, and I kicked his butt. I kicked his butt, and I was 12, and kids talk a lot, and uh, I want to say it was the next day or two. My dad was just like, "I'm gonna get you in boxing. You have the physical body." I was always an athlete. Uh, uh, Doing this fighting, you might as well make money out of doing it, and you never know what happens. And I'm like, okay, okay, I'm down. But it didn't register in my head like, as like I want to say when I was in high school, did he knew about that fight? And did that get me in it? But it changed my life. It took a while, you know. We wind up moving away from the gym I started, and he just built a gym in the garage. And I was in that garage every single day until I want to say I got back into boxing junior year. Junior year, was it junior year? Junior senior year. And I wanted, because I boxing actually made me graduate high school early. I graduated at 17, went straight to college. And I want to say boxing what actually um got my head in the right direction. It got me out of the streets. It made me a better person. Boxing actually helped me meet my wife. I was coming from the gym, and I was reading a book, and then she, oh, that's a nice book, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm not gonna tell you how we met because she's gonna say that's not how it happened, and she know that's how we met. But we're not gonna. That's another story. um, you know, it. I I I give all the glory. I give all the love and the blessings. I give everything to boxing. You know, that what really got me here. Can you flip this? I want to show you what boxing got me.
You can flip your camera like you do normally, yeah? Yeah, there you go. Oh, nice. Very nice, brother.
Yeah, and my mom has the other half of the trophy.
Of
So
course he does.
yeah, she takes everything. She's like, I want everything you get. She's like,
You're
I
her
even want your.
son, man. You're her son. Of course she wants
I
it.
I
She
she
fucking
not
made you,
oh
man.
she
She made
gave
you.
her got everything else. She got everything. She has my Golden Gloves jacket. She got my USA jacket. She has the hat. I didn't even get to wear the hat. Like she has everything. She needs to quit being selfish. I want my kids to see this stuff. Like dang, like I want them to see this. Like you guys can be anything you want. Um, I don't push them to box. My daughter wanted to box when she was like 4. No, yeah, 4. No, you're not fighting. I'm sorry. You're not my baby. I love my daughter so much. You can't fight. No. I will teach you how to fight, but you're not boxing. And now I'm like, now I'm kind of, yeah, if she brings it back up, I'll let her. My wife, she was actually boxing for a while, but then she got pregnant. And then she got back into boxing and she got pregnant again. So she probably will get back into it, but we're done with kids. We're not having no more kids. So, you know, I don't know. It's just like everybody that, you know, you're surrounded by that have that same like mind like you, it helps y'all grow, you know, and I love it. I love my family, I love my friends, I love everything that I do. You know, am I getting off topic again?
No, listen, I'll carry on your topic. It's all good with me. One of the greatest realization that somebody can make is that there's only two type of people you'll ever met in your life. There's people that want to drag you down, and there's people that want to bring you up. It is not a 50-50 split. It's probably a 95% of people want to drag you down, but there are
Yeah,
that 5% of people that want to bring you up, to level you up. And man, if you're
exactly.
capable of surrounding yourself with those people, that's why you're successful. If you have people like that around you, there's no way you can fail. No way. No way in hell.
Hmm. And uh, that's that statement. I completely agree. You know, like Minneapolis being here and what happened, you see that it's still rebuilding. You see that it's at a recovery state right now, and it's just so like mopey.
Yeah.
Uh, it's so, and you know the things that's going on right now with the whole police and stuff. The media's not talking about it anymore, but it's like it's crazy. You know, it's super crazy. It's like it's a battlefield. You know, and you know I live on Lake Street. You know, Chicago and Lake, 2 weeks where the incident happened. I mean, 2 blocks away from where the incident happened. It's you know it will drag you, but I use this as, you know, I want to help these people. I want to help the community. I want to do better for myself. Cause like when you go outside, like I'm literally out there in front of everything. The minute I step outside, I'm in front of everything. Um, I'm just like, I want better for us, you know, and I try to keep that mindset. You know, it's just somebody has to do it. Somebody got to do it. I feel like it's me. Sometimes I don't, but I was like, somebody has to do it. You know, and that's where I'm at right now. I'm just trying to, like Minneapolis, we can heal. We can heal from this. You know, all the buildings and businesses burnt down. We can heal from this. You know, so that's my mindset right now. You know, 2020. This is going to sound weird. 2020, I want to say, was probably one of the best years of my life because I sat home, I did what I love, I was with my family, you know, and that's just, I was like, dang, you know, I could do this all, you know, rest of my life. I could just sit home. Dang, I could just sit home or whatever. And, you know, if it's fight time, it's fight time. But, and now it's like, I feel like I manifest that because now I'm doing it. You know,
Listen, it's 2020 and 2021 were the worst years for most people. Were two of
yeah,
my best.
exactly.
Were two of my best years because I did not play the victim, as in those circumstances are happening to me. I do not need to let them affect me. You know, rolling
Exactly.
with the punches. I roll with the punches and I'm reinventing myself altogether. I've changed so much over the past year and a half, and it's all,
Hmm.
as messed up as this is going to sound, it's all thanks to COVID. It allowed me
Hmm.
to do it. It allowed me the
Definitely.
freedom to do it.
Definitely. as strange as it may sound, I feel so. My wife said it, she's like, I see so much growth
Mhm.
in you through this whole thing, like everything, like, and she's just like, keep doing it. Don't let none of this, stop you. I'm with you. It's as bad as it may sound. We were the people that saw the good in this bad.
Mhm.
Shit. It was like, I don't remember. It was like 20, like between 12 and 24 people became billionaires off of COVID. And I'm like,
Mhm.
shit, how do I do that?
Yeah.
Like, come on. I'm like, like people are utilizing this. They're utilizing this to build their brands, build their businesses, strengthening their mental health. You know, um, everything is, freaking Zoom, freaking what we're on, like multiple, it freaking jumped like 10 times in the stock market. You know, we have to utilize this as our tools, and everything is on social media. Everything is on the phones, and you can use your businesses through the phones. You can create your companies and websites through the phones and everything, because we're very limited to do anything. We thought that, I so heartily believe, uh the beginning of 2021, like everything's gonna go back to normal, and it didn't. So it's like, why not utilize this and build from it? This is the perfect time, because everybody is sitting down and they're on their phones. And so why not?
There's only two choices in life, man. You know, the only thing that you control in life is simple. You control your action slash reaction to any given situation. Nobody, you and I did not predict COVID. We couldn't have known. But the fact that we're making something out of it
Hmm.
is our control. That is the only control that you have, is what you do with the situation that are presented to you. That's it. It's that simple. You can sit on your ass and mope, or you can sit on your ass and work. Either way,
Exactly. I like that. Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
that simple. It's not easy. It's simple. The choice is very simple. It's not easy, but it's simple.
Hmm.
What
Exactly.
the what the I got a question for you. Do you still get scared of fighting? Like when you're about to step in a ring, or you're warming up in the back, you're hitting pads with your coach, and oh, two fights out, you're like, time's coming. You know, your hands are wrapped, you've meditated, you've listened to your music, but you're warming up. You know, like you're a fight away. Do you still get
Hmm.
do you still get sick to your stomach? Do you get butterflies still, or it
I
doesn't
don't
bother
think
you
that's
whatsoever?
I don't think that's ever going to I don't think that's ever going to go away. I get like little butterflies, and like, being in there hitting the hand pads or whatever, warming up, sitting there. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm cool, I'm cool, um, I'm good. But then, like, about 10 or whatever they how they announce it, you're next. Oh crap! Like, come on, let's do this. I'm ready. This is it. This is the moment. Let's go. And I'm just standing there, and then when he announces my name, I come down. The fans are yelling, the lights are on you, and it's like you feel it. Everything is like, it's like everything comes to your head. Everything that you've been through the last 2 months of training, uh, them little silly arguments you guys have or whatever because you're gone. The kids are doing this and that. Mom won't stop calling. All that stuff comes to your head, and then when the bell rings, it all goes away.
Nothing matters, eh?
Nothing matters. And that is like, man, the best feeling in the world. It's like it's this thing called a natural high,
Yeah.
and I really believe that is real, because my body just hits this It's weird to explain. It's something that you just can't explain, but it's, you know, during the fight and after the fight, when your hand is raised, I'm like, man, I'm like on top of the world right now. You
You're an
know,
adrenaline junkie, brother. Yeah,
I live for it. I live
most
for
fighters do, man. It's part of it.
it. Hmm.
Because the training's not fun, the dieting's not fun, so you have to do it for something.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Listen, man, we've been going for 45 minutes, give or take. The I tend to try to keep it between like 40 and 50, but I gotta ask you one more question. I ask this question to everybody I ever speak to. Um, if you could speak to your 14-year-old self, what would you tell him?
Um, dang. I, shit, that's if my 14-year-old self would listen. Um,
It
I
doesn't
just,
matter.
yeah, I just tell them like, hey, look, yo, all that stuff doesn't matter. Do what makes you happy. Um, and what that can get you, because it was a I tried. People say don't live with no regrets, but there is a few things that I was like, oh, I wish I could have did that a little differently. But like, bro, just use your head. Use your head. The street life ain't what it is. Get yourself out of that. Play your moms, love your sisters, and all of them, and you gonna make it happen. You know, we only live once. Turn vegan early. Because it's gonna change your life. It's gonna change your life.
Listen, brother, I really, really appreciate you taking the time, man. I just found you on Instagram. We talked and you accepted to do this. I really, really appreciate your time and thank you very much, man. It was awesome talking to you. We have to do it again. We have to have another talk
Definitely,
because you're a
definitely.
cool dude, man. I'm gonna start looking at your as you were talking, I looked at some of your fights are available on YouTube. So I'm gonna start watching your fights, man.
Mhm.
I'm looking
I
forward to
appreciate
your next one.
appreciate that.
Looking forward to your next one. I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for doing this, man. I say hi to your wife, kiss the kids, man. It was awesome talking to you, brother.
Thank you. You too. You have a good rest of the day. I appreciate it.
Thank you, man. You as well.